Hey everyone, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking basketball. Typically we talk hockey on this channel, but every now and then I like to sprinkle in some other sports. And this is what this video is, a sprinkle of basketball. We've got some concepts to look at, uniform concepts, I believe. I've not seen these. This is going to be a reaction video. So typically I react to hockey stuff, but this is going to be maybe my first basketball reaction. So I'm pretty excited for it. We've got 30 different teams, 30 different concepts. The designer here is Jack, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Jack, I had to confirm. So thanks, Jack, for sending these in. I appreciate it. So like I said, I've not seen these. This is going to be a total reaction. We're going to react to these together and see what we like. That's what this is all about, is to kind of dissect these designs and see what's up. And of course, you can get this template that you're going to see in the video at sportstemplates.net. And if you use code POST2POST, that's going to save yourself 10%. And like I say in all these videos, really, it's not just about one specific sport on that site. It's not just hockey or not just basketball. That's what's great about sports templates. It's such a variety of different templates. Sometimes it's helmets, jerseys, sweaters, footballs. Like there's so many awesome things to explore on sportstemplates.net. So I really encourage anyone who maybe already has Photoshop or wants to get Photoshop and get into design or get into exploring their creativity when it comes to sports to check out that site. And like I said, use code POST2POST and that'll save yourself 10%. Let's get into this. Let's bring up the first one. This is in alphabetical order. This is a first. Let's go. Okay, Atlanta Hawks. Oh, okay, so we got no shoes. I thought there'd be sneakers in this template. I think there is actually sneakers in this template. Maybe Jack just went for a kind of a cropped in version of this. So, I mean, this is a pretty simple design. I'm not seeing anything too innovative here. The shorts look quite vintage, I would say, maybe with that simple red striping. I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with this. Maybe it's missing like a bit of personality, but I'm not a traditional basketball fan. I suspect some basketball fans are probably more of a modern fan. They like something a little bit more flashy, but I also know that there's a lot of traditionalists in basketball as well. So I think this uniform plays to those traditionalists more so than the modern fan. So again, there's nothing wrong with it, just maybe not my personal style. Next is the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so an updated logo for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a muted brand. It's almost out of place to see that crown in there, regardless of the design of the crown. It's odd to see the color there, I guess. That's not their actual logo. Like, they don't use a variation. I need to look it up because, like I said, I'm not a basketball aficionado. Is that how you say that word? I can look it up. Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. I was 98% sure, but you never know, so I decided to check. I don't mind the basketball on there. Like that's obviously fine. That's within brand, but I don't think that crown on there is my liking. So let's move on to the next one, and it's gonna be the Boston Celtics. Now here's where I think maybe a traditional design absolutely works. It's the Boston Celtics. It's one of the most iconic teams in sports, let alone basketball. So a very simple design like this with some familiar colors, I think is awesome. All right, let's move on. These Charlotte Hornets. Oh, okay, yeah. So we've switched up the template a little bit here. We get to see more of it, and we get to see the sneakers at the bottom and the socks, which is awesome. I was almost positive that the template came with the shoes at the bottom, so I was a little confused when I saw the first one, but I'm glad to know that, maybe Jack just switched it up here. So very modern take. Wow, the honeycomb pattern in the background. I guess, I think when I think honeycomb, I think bee, but a hornet or a wasp do create nests and do have those little chasms, honeycomb-shaped almost chasms within the nest, so it applies to a hornet. It's pretty cool. I actually kind of like the texture. It's almost like a graphite sort of style texture in a way. If you don't look right at it, if you just like look off and just look at it in your peripheral vision, it kind of has those vibes. So I actually kind of like this one, and the colors are awesome as well. I love that shade of blue or green or teal. Next up, Chicago Bulls. Okay, Windy City. I get like 80s vibes from this, and I don't mind it at all. Chicago Bulls are a very classic team as well. The pinstriping is nice. It's got a little bit of baseball vibes, but I think that's definitely okay. So I would say, yeah, I say this one's all right. Next is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Look at this. Wow, that's definitely pretty aggressive. I'm having a hard time not going back to hockey on this, and I apologize to the basketball fans. I almost said Boston Bruins. Jeez. To the basketball fans here, but I have to go back to hockey. This reminds me so much of the Buffalo Sabres. A little bit. So, I mean, it's okay. I definitely don't love it though. The colors are the best thing. So we'll go with that. Next is the Dallas Mavericks. Not a fan of that font. They don't use that font, do they? Oh, they do use the font like that. I don't like that at all. That's the perspective on that font is just whack. It is whack. I don't like it. The colors are very nice. but I think that logo looks a little bit awkward. It almost, I don't even know what it looks like. It just looks out of place for me. And obviously, maybe I'm probably in the minority since this is actually part of their actual logo, and I'm sure lots of people love it. Just a personal preference thing. Okay, next up is the Denver Nuggets. Oh, immediately, this is amazing. Number one, complementary colors. 2 shades of blue, complementing nice with the yellow. Plus, we have a design in here with the mountain in the background. That's awesome. Like, that is... man, I actually really like the jersey section of this. The shorts are just blue. I mean, what's to say? It blends in nicely with the bottom of the jersey. But that jersey, wow, that is fantastic. This one's definitely the best so far for me. So move on to the next one, the Detroit Pistons. Beautiful colors, fine logo. This is, I don't have nothing negative to say about this one. Nothing super positive. I think this is at least average. But yeah, let's keep going. Golden State Warriors. So yeah, we're familiar with these colors here with the Golden State Warriors. The bridge looks fine on there. I can probably see them doing something like that. What else? The shorts look right and applicable. So yeah, I don't really see anything glaringly wrong with this one, and it all makes sense. This is another good one. Next is the Houston Rockets. Okay, a little bit on a simple take here, and I think that's probably okay. It's not a brand that is super in your face and aggressive, so I think this is probably the right decision by Jack. Again, probably average for me. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. Indiana Pacers. Oh my. This is aggressive. This is very aggressive, and it's Indiana. It makes sense. It's just, it doesn't look right. Like I don't know, guys. What do you? This one's tough. I don't know about this one. I kind of like the jersey, and I kind of like the shorts individually, but I don't like that it goes all the way up. It almost looks like a dress that's fallen down below the old jugglies, if you know what a nip slip is happening almost here. So I don't know if I like the dress kind of look to this. Love to hear from you, though. What do you guys think of this one? Okay, the Clippers. Okay, Los Angeles Clippers. Beautiful colors here. I think those almost like pastel, muted, desaturated style of colors really blends well with a classic style logo like that. It feels very 90s and awesome. I really like this one, actually. Of all the simple ones that we've looked at so far, this is probably one of my favorites. Good job on this one, Jack. Los Angeles Lakers, Showtime. So the colors are there. This is pretty good. I think I do miss the Lakers logo. I'd rather that be on there than the Showtime, but this is fine. Memphis Grizzlies. Beautiful colors. The logo looks great up there. I love the little slashes. There's nothing really much about this one other than it's awesome. I mean, it's a pretty simple design. Miami Heat. Okay, here we go. Here's some personality. Here's one that stands out in the crowd. We get the Miami Vice colors. We get a beautiful gradient from left to right in the word Miami, that word mark logo. The numbers have a 2 leveled stroke or drop shadow of different colors. One looks like to be black, I'm thinking, or maybe like a really dark gray. It's hard to tell on my screen. And then the other one is the blue one. So it's a very nice separation there. It's almost like the pink top layer of the number is jumping off of the jersey. And then you've got some palm trees very subtly in the background, just taking up some space. So I actually really like this one a lot. It's primarily black, which is sometimes considered to be a boring decision. But when you have the pop of the secondary and tertiary colors in here, being that bright blue, being that bright aggressive pink, for me, that works. Next up, the Milwaukee Bucks. Look at this one. Again, personality. This one stands out. These are the ones that I love to see. The generic ones are fine. I'm sure the traditionalists love them. But I like brand personality and personas, and this has that. Look at the shorts. They've got those antlers coming off the top of the knee, running up and in the thigh. Just that is awesome. That's aggressive as well, and I think that's really cool. And then the actual buck down there, just look at his eyes, like just looking dead at you in the middle of the torso, coming right at you. So yeah, I like this one a lot, Jack. Next is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and there's some personality in here as well. I don't love the repeating pattern of the trees at the bottom. That lends itself to being like a Christmas wrapping style. Any kind of repeating pattern like that, you could think pajamas and wrapping paper, whether it's Christmas related or not. So I would highly avoid using repeating patterns like that or repeating graphics. If you're going to put a tree line at the bottom, make it authentic. No tree line is perfect, so you have to add some variation and stuff in there. Set the scene kind of like a normal scene. The middle of the jersey is really cool. I like the slash in the background. That adds a bit of aggression, and I think the font is okay as well. The colors are awesome. Next up is the New Orleans Pelicans. Wow, the fleur-de-lis on the collar, on the shorts, near the armpit, on the side of the shorts. Wow, Jack went all out for this one. And it's very Joker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very Batman Joker. But it works. Like, there's not enough purple in sports, so I like it. It contrasts nice with the green. And this one definitely has personality. So yeah, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring here and say that this one is great. All right, moving on. We got the New York Knicks. Oh, beautiful colors here. The Big Apple. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Now I will say I don't like the actual apple in the back of the jersey that holds the number. It's an interesting thing to use that apple and use the 19 almost as a negative space within the apple, as if it was cut out because it's using the same orange backing color. Interesting decision. Graphically, I think that is a really cool thing to add. But I think the apple just being on there makes it seem like a charity jersey or a specialty weird jersey or something. It just looks out of place. I think it's almost like a sponsored jersey too or something. So I would remove actually the apple from the back, but I like the text, the Big Apple on the front. I think that works, and the colors look fantastic, and the shoes are cool too. Okay, Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, again another one with personality. You get the beautiful eccentric font on the front, and then you get the lightning bolts coming in on the side in the shorts. This is awesome. I like this. The colors are popping. This one's great. One of the better ones so far. Next, the Orlando Magic. Again, one with a bit of a unique personality here with the stars. A little overboard though, like a little bit overboard. I think I would remove them maybe from the bottom of the pants or the arm. There's just, I don't know. There's a lot going on here as far as the pattern. So I would remove it from somewhere. I just don't know where. But yeah, overall, it's pretty nice. Philadelphia 76ers, brotherly love. The off-white, you've got the Liberty Bell in the background. The number 100% gets lost. It has no depth or dimension to it. It's a flat lay red on blue. There is a drop shadow, but it's extremely insignificant. So I would exaggerate that drop shadow, make it really harsh, or just completely remove it and put it in a different part of the jersey. Having those two graphical elements, or one graphical element, and then the number, just there's not enough separation. There's not enough perspective there, perspective differentiation. So I would change that, but I don't mind the text on the front. I love the off-white and then the accent colors of the red and the blue. Those look awesome. Okay, next up, the Phoenix Suns. Look at this. Oh, snap. We got a beautiful gradient in here. Black to purple up into the orange. Wow. And then the valley in this almost like Days of Thunder racing kind of font. That is phenomenal. I adore this concept, Jack. This is my favorite so far. Gradients sometimes work, they sometimes don't. Man, it hits here. It hits perfectly. This is awesome. Next, the Portland Trailblazers. Is that a bit of a texture in the black in the jersey that I see, or is that just my screen messing with me? I gotta go back, and I think it might be my screen actually messing with me. The font looks really cool. I like that a lot. That's very on brand for them. Same with the number. Yeah, I mean, it's a very simple design, and again, there's nothing wrong with those. I'm very critical of them sometimes, but it's fine. It's a fine jersey for sure. The Sacramento Kings. Okay, we've got some checkered pattern in the background. No, I would say not my favorite. I would actually probably remove that. I do find it just slightly distracting. The purple and the black complement each other nicely. The font's okay. Yeah, I just remove the checker pattern and have at it. San Antonio Spurs. Wow, all white except for on the Boubet region. And you're using some very interesting and beautiful coral colors. The teal, the almost like neon pink approaching a little bit of red, and then the orange as well. I think that's really great actually, having it just like so starkly white everywhere else, but just having that personality just breathe in the top middle of the jersey. That's awesome. I like that little splash of color up there. Okay, next up, the Toronto Raptors. I would consider this to be my favorite team, and this is a bit of a retro style. It feels like a little bit. The font is awesome. I would say that I like everything that's going on here. I think there's a lot of modern things that you could do with the Toronto Raptors, but there's also some traditional styles that you could do as well, kind of like this. So thumbs up. I approve. The Utah Jazz. Are you kidding me? Another gradient like this. What a beautiful blue at the bottom, transitioning up into a bit of a teal and then into a darker blue. That logo fits so perfectly on there. This is nice. So how am I going to choose between, what was the other one? I need to look back at the names, the file names. I think it was the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns. think that's what it was. The Phoenix Suns are this one. The two gradients have been my favorite so far. I'm going to have to go back and pick my favorite here at the end of this. Let's move on. Washington Wizards. Okay, that's pretty simple. I actually kind of like this a little bit. This is one of the better traditionalist style ones so far. The stars at the bottom aren't overused. They just live at the bottom, which is nice. They provide balance to the top of the uniform as well. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this one at all. This is a fine one. Okay, next. That was it. Okay. So, I guess I'm down to the Utah Jazz or the Phoenix Suns. This is so difficult to try and pick my favorite. They're both so amazing. They're so incredible. I think I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz though, just because I think those colors together are maybe a little underutilized in all of sports, not just basketball. So I'll give the extra credit to the Jazz and their branding here. This looks awesome, Jack. Man, all these concepts were fantastic. I don't think there was any that I disliked. A couple of things like the checkered pattern on one that I didn't like, and the repeating patterns on the Timberwolves one. Other than that, I mean, there's none that I really dislike. So great job in this entire set. Thank you so much for sending those in. I really appreciate that. And if you guys want to come up with your concepts and send them in, details down below in the description on how to do that. Would love to see your work and feature it on the channel, obviously. And also, everyone, every time I do these videos, people put their social media, the designers put their social media in all the graphics. Go give them a follow. They do awesome work. I would love it. I'd love to see these designers grow their social media presence. So if you've got a couple of seconds, pop over to Jack's social media and give him a follow over there. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comment section what was your favorite. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Regardless if you're watching hockey or you're watching basketball or any other sport, if you tuned into this video, I appreciate you. And I'd love it if you could come on board. If you're new, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed this basketball video, hit the like button. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Adios.